Words of Magic, $6.50. A last start Canterbury winner beating Century Kid by a neck. Over the 1100 metres is the top weight for race number 7. Bulletproof Billy, $9. Precise Timing at $4.40. Precise Timing, Greg Ryan riding for Ross Stitt at Taree. It ran fourth at Newcastle last start, beaten to half length to Bold Flush. Darren Beedman had the ride, and Greg Ryan is on board today. Over the page, we've got Bold Flush, number 11 at $12. Bold Flush, Dale Spriggs is the jockey, has won its last 3. It won at Newcastle last start when it beat a Starred by a lip. Before that, 26 days before that to be exact, at Corinda it was tight, and Faruman still was able to get the cash and scored by a length and a quarter over Cherubian. And before that, on the 6th of February, it again got in by a lip at Tamworth and beat Kappa Crucis. And on that occasion, the race was over the 1200 metres and it ran a class record. It's number 11, Bold Flush at 12. Ashworth at 13. Tree Lopper at $14. And Chrysler's Jewel, the bottom one on that page, is at 19. Matt Paget has the right on Chrysler's Jewel. Coffs Harbour Galloper, who's won its last 2. Well, in fact, they were barrier trials at Grafton before this race and is resuming from a spell today. Won a 4-horse barrier trial at Grafton, beat Legendary Man by 4 1/4, and before that on the 14th of March at Grafton, it was Too Good for Miss Nadan by 2 1/2 lengths. When we last saw it, it was at Eagle Farm on the 1st of January 2003. And it ran third to Sky Royal, beaten just over half a length. Chrysler's Jewel has had 19 starts for 5 wins and 7 placings and is a $20 chance. Hasn't raced for some time, but has had those 2 barrier trials. Where's the dark blue with the green Maltese cross with the striped sleeves and a white cap. Big field about to be loaded here at Tamworth for race number 7. Words of Magic we've looked at. Precise Timing remains the favourite at $4.60. Marfu Star, $6.80. And Marfu Star, Debbie Prosser is the trainer. It's coming off a 3rd at Newcastle to Bold Flush, and on that occasion beaten just under half a length and was a little unlucky for a run. Before that at Canterbury 2 runs ago. Run won the race. It was beaten 5 3/4 lengths. Marfu Star has had 29 starts for 10 wins and 7 placings as they continue to load for race number 7, our feature race today. It is the MHS Group Tamworth Gold Cup. Precise Timing $4.60, Words of Magic $5.30, Marfu Star $6.50, and Bulletproof Billy $9.70 as we head to Tamworth for the Cup. This is race number 7, and here's Damien Seaton.
Okay, as they move in well here, and Dean joining us, and also Mark for the running of the Cup here today. The feature, 16 to run, and the favourite is on track, Precise Timing, which is number 5, and it's clearly the on-top pick now, ahead of Marfu Star, which is number 8. One Words of Magic is in the market as well, and then there's a whole clump getting out to double figure odds. Late money for Ashworth. I know it's in a couple of dollars at longer odds late, but Precise Timing is the favourite, and prepared by Ross Stitt as they move in well for the Cup. Another class record of the previous event of the day. Precise Timing, if it wins, that'll be win number 5 today for Greg Ryan, which would be a fantastic performance. Ross Stitt trains at Taree. Now these runners are filling the stalls pretty quickly over there. Bulletproof Billy about to come in. Words of Magic to come up. And that leaves only 4 to come in. Ashworth, also Chrysler's Jewel, Tree Lopper, and Zettervane. Now Zettervane goes in, so we have 3 out. And the running of the Cup, MHS Group Tamworth Quality Gold Cup, $50,000 in prize money. And there are 3 out of line. Ashworth, Chrysler's Jewel, Tree Lopper. In the meantime, the others have moved in over there. Tree Lopper just sweating up a little. Riding change in the last event of the day. 6 coming out. Alan Robinson replaces Wayne Wheat in the last. Alan Robinson on number 6 in the last, replacing Wayne Wheat. Now, let's have another look over there. There's 2 out of line. The barrier blanket on Chrysler's Jewel, and that'll leave only Ashworth to complete the line at the 1400. Chrysler's Jewel goes in, and Ashworth to come in. Ashworth goes in over there at the 14. And we're set for a start. Tamworth Cup 1400 for 2004. Starter not quite happy with something out wide there. Now he's quickly back around to the front. we're all set to go. No, something out wide by the looks of things, back behind the barrier stalls. There's some concern out wide on the track there. Precise Timing runs the favourite. Greg Ryan looking for 5 for the day. Ross Dip prepares, and in a slashing performance in the Newcastle Country Cup last start. Now Bold Flush, it looks like, has been reversed out. So it looks like it's, I'm just trying to read the saddlecloth number. No, it's not Bold Flush. It could well be Words of Magic, is it? It is. It's Words of Magic behind the gates. So got some news coming through, hopefully, as to what's happening with Words of Magic. It's a late scratching. Number 1, Words of Magic, is out. 4:38's the scratching time. Number 1, Words of Magic, is a late scratching. Top weight's out of the cup. So Words of Magic is out. Starters quickly back around to the front of the stalls. Only 15 to run now. Starter hits the button, racing Fairline out 2. Sir Redford's going back with Chrysler's Jewel and Marfu Star of the early part. Princess Posh began quickly, but Treelopper's going to lead Princess Posh, and getting the third was Night Call. Then came Bold Flush, who's up there in the early part of the race, and not too far away was Zetavane on settling down. Then came Marfu Star, Precise Timing, and also Real Silence is a little bit wider. Bulletproof Billy from Affleck, and then over on the inside of the field there came Sir Redford. Just in behind those then came Speechmaker. Buona Surte's back the third last from Chrysler's Jewel, and back now to the tail of the field was Ashworth as they work towards the 800, and Treelopper leads a length in the cup. Bold Flush running in second place. Then came Zetavine, who's a little bit wider on the track. Further back in the field, fourth the inside was Night Call as they head towards the 600 metre mark. Real Silence wide around those from Bold Flush. Then came Precise Timing, who's working into the race well. Sir Redford's over on the inside from Affleck. Marfu Stars well back with Buona Surte. Chrysler's Jewel's back the third last from Ashworth, and Speechmaker last of all as they swing around the turn in the cup. Just in front here was Treelopper. To the outside, Zetavane starts to run into it. Here's Precise Timing letting down quickly. 200 to go. Precise Timing out in the centre. Buona Surte's getting a split through in the centre. Buona Surte, Precise Timing. Chrysler's Jewel's rumping out of the ground now. Chrysler's Jewel out wide. They hit it all. I don't know. Chrysler's Jewel at Buona Surte, and a terrific finish to the cup. There is nothing in it. Now third, oh well, your guess is as good as mine. Sir Redford's up there. We'll try and sort them out. Marfu Stars there. Speechmaker. What else was up there? Bold Flush not too far away. Then came Precise Timing, Night Call, Treelopper. Behind those, Ashworth, Affleck, Bulletproof Billy, Princess Posh, Real Silence. It's a photo. Chrysler's Jewel's got the money. Number 9 gets it. Chrysler's Jewel. Well, where did it come from? Chrysler's Jewel, it was, I'm sure it was back third last when they approached the turn, or even further back. And Matty Paget for Coffs Harbour-based trainer Brett Dodson has won the cup. Oh, they'll be delighted tonight, in particular down at the Pier Hotel, I would say, in Coffs Harbour. And knows the winning margin. There was 1 1/4 second and third. They were all over the shop with about 200 metres to go. Buona Surte was bursting through, and for a fleeting moment it looked as though it was going to win, but there was 5 or 6 strung across the track. And number 9, Chrysler's Jewel for Matt Paget. Matt's been down on his luck a little lately. Great to see him back in the winner's circle. And young Brett Dodson prepares out of Coffs Harbour. He does a terrific job with his team. The winners by Chrysler from Imperial Jewel, and by D. Alaban, Kermode, C. Jeffrey, GN and EJ Alaban, Brett Dodson and Matt Paget. 13 is second. Buona Surte, Mark Newnham for Janelle Butler at Scone. Spent quite some time in Albury as a younger lass by Hugh Mam. Has gone down in the cup, but only narrowly. And 5 Precise Timing third, Greg Ryan for Rostet by Johan Cotswell. By the time it got back to third, there was about 6 across the track. Fourth in Treelopper. Number 2, 9, 13, 5 and 2. It's a nose, 1 1/4, and 1:21.07 is equalled the track record held by Jade Prince, and is a new race record. Wonderful performance. Chrysler Jewel prepared at Coffs Harbour, and is prepared by Brett Dodson, as here come the dividends. Chrysler's Jewel number 9, 17.35.60. Buana Certain number 13, 6.70. And 5 Precise Timing $1.60. Quinella $280.60. Exacta $389.80. The Trifecta $2,589.70. Daily Double Specialty of $18.20. A nose 1 1/4, 121.07. Takes us on to the last of the day. Alan Robinson's picked up the ride on 6 coming out. I thought 3 underfoot looked a good bet. That's the details after the running of the Cup. And race 8 coming up at 5.15.
Thanks, Damien. And 9.13.5 as the winners return now. Those first and second place getters in the Cup had a buffeting, Jules, just at the top of the lane. If we have a look at the head-on, you'll see them. They're well back in the field. The second horse has got white sleeves and has just decked the winner after they turned for home. It was able to get through, so Chrysler's Jewel has come from behind it after being severely checked. It's just getting out now. It's about 4 from the right of screen. And the horse in the white sleeves is the 13 Buona Certain, but it's been a big win by Chrysler's Jewel. It was badly hampered just after straightening and has been able to pick up that Buona Certain close to the line and score by a nose. 1 to go at Tamworth. The last there is a Class 4 over the 1,200 metres. At Eagle Farm, 30 seconds of it being withdrawn. So there it is. Andrew Bensley with all the news. Read tomorrow's Golden Slipper and up to date with the racing information. New Zealand race 6. Roman Gladiator is $1.40. Roman Gladiator, part owned by Australian interest. Mari Neal, I'm sure, is tuned in to watch this very, very smart son of Christian Cullen. He has won 8 from 15. He's got a much better barrier draw today. Drew outside the front line last week. That's number 16, OK Jacques on screen. Roman Gladiator coming off a third, beaten to half length behind Win For You, who is also in the race. Maurice McKendry and Jeff Small combining. Win For You, $7.80 in New South Wales. OK Jacques right down the bottom is coming off an 8th in the race won by Win For You. They did go 156.4, 57 and 5 for the half, and before that OK Jacques ran third in a 2 wins race behind Like Messiah, who's one of the Mark Purden team we just saw going past on screen. We're not too far off a start for one of our feature races tonight. It is from over in New Zealand, the Lion Foundation New Zealand Derby out of the Addington Raceway, as we head trackside to link up with the team from TAB Trackside in New Zealand.
11.10 on now 10.55 and 3.15, and also V4 at 11.10 and 3.25. The speed will be on early. Colin De Philippi has stated publicly he wants to stay handy on Roman Gladiator, but he does not believe he has the gate speed to lead V4 or Win For You. The Northerners will go forward, and then what were the tactics of Colin De Philippi and also Anthony Butt on the Flying Doctor as one of the legends of the game. Derek Jones, one of the great trainers in New Zealand history, looks on with his family members involved, of course, here with the Flying Doctor. Let's head upstairs to Rio Murtha for the call on the classic, the New Zealand Derby.
Drawn a great field in this, Mike, and well, Roman Gladiator has been the star 2- and 3-year-old. He won the Welcome Stakes this time last year, and of course he's put together some wonderful wins since that. Seems to do best when the big money's up, steps up for the big ones. The Sire Stakes final, of course, he won the Rising Stars Championship, and he pulled a couple of flat tyres a couple of times as well. So he's got the ability. Win For You has been very smart, won the Flying Stakes last week, 3 in a row, second to Roman Gladiator in the Rising Stars. So will it be another 2-horse war like we saw on the Welcome Stakes? We'll know shortly. They're in behind the mobile and getting to the start. Derby's underway, and as they begin, one of the best out, V4 made a good beginning. Roman Gladiator, no early gate speed, and Win For You's heading to the front quickly and takes over in a few strides. Here's followed out, then wider out on the track. High Caliber going to join them. The Flying Doctor trapped out 4 as they go to the first bend. Roman Gladiator slots in for a 1-1 position. CC Me on its inner. They were followed by Spring a Lot. Then on the inside is Derek Bromack as they run round the turn into the back. Following those Southern Soki and Hayton Brain Classic Flyer. Getting back Like Messiah. OK Jacques, and going to the back of them all is Sir Lance. So the Derby field into the back. It runs just over 2,000 left. And Win For You, the Flying Stakes winner in front. About to be taken on by the Flying Doctor. And he's going up to really test Win For You. Will Maury McKendry, who gave up or hand up? He does. does, I think, and the Flying Doctor sped around to lead. So Anthony Butt goes to the front, and the Flying Doctor from Win For You was followed by V4. Left in the open now, High Caliber, followed by CC Me. Then the favourite Roman Gladiator, still well enough placed, about 6 lengths from the leader at this point. Up on the inside of it, Derek Bromack. Spring-a-Lot following Roman Gladiator every step of the way, followed by Southern Soaky, Hate and Brain. Classic Flyer was next, 1500 to go. Then Like Messiah, OK Jacques, and at the back of them all is Sir Lance. Round the turn they run into the straight, and no early lead time came up now, does 1:14.4. So with just on 1400 metres to run, it's the Flying Doctor and Spring-a-Lot, and Rick May's going up to have a crack at it. So Spring-a-Lot breasts up outside the Flying Doctor, and Southern Soaky makes a line of 3 with a lap to go. Roman Gladiator going double at the moment, getting a beautiful position. The inside runner is Win For You as they race round the turn out of the straight. 30.1 the first quarter of the last mile. Classic Flyer 3 wide, V4 buried 3 back. The mark is 1,000 to run. They were followed by High Caliber, Like Messiah outside that. Back on the inside, CC Me, followed then by Derek Bromack. OK Jacques the outside, a length away on the inner, Hate and Brain and Sir Lance at the 800 metres. 8 and 9 lengths first to last, and the Flying Doctor in front by 3/4 of a length. The Flying Doctor, Spring-a-Lot, Southern Soaky 3 out. In behind them, getting every chance. Win For You will wait for the passing lane. Roman Gladiators moved up 3 wide. High Caliber got to the centre. They were followed by V4. Classic Flyer weakening but was wide. Like Messiah trying to get into the finish, followed then by Derek Bromack. Hitting the rest, CC Me, Hate and Brain, OK Jacques, and up on the inside of them, Sir Lance, and dropping away Classic Flyer, 29 for the second quarter, but they're in the rain, run for home, and round the bend they run. It's the Flying Doctor, Spring-a-Lot, now Win For You will get the passing lane. Roman Gladiator's no good, he can't get into it, he's fading, and it's Spring-a-Lot going to the front. Win For You getting through the Flying Doctor and Hate and Brain, and Like Messiah coming from the middle of the wall. Like Messiah, and down on the inside, I'm not too sure. We've got Win For You, Like Messiah. Once again, it's a nose finish, and this time I might even go for the inside horse, Win For You. Wait for it. Like Messiah ran a little greenly as it got to the winning post. Hate and Brain wasn't far away. Spring-a-Lot may have held third, though. Just took my eyes off third watching those noses, and it's very tight first and second. CC Me, Sir Lance, followed by V4. Then came High Caliber, and the Flying Doctor. They're all pulling up quickly now. Southern Soaky, Roman Gladiator had its chance, wasn't up to it. They were followed home by, on the inside, Classic Flyer, and then came Derek Bromack, and back with those runners would have been OK Jacques. Not too sure about this one in the Derby. Just when it looked as though Like Messiah and Mark Purdon were going to make it a double in the feature races tonight, he just raced in a little greenly, and ducked in a little bit, and may have cost him, because Win For You got the run through on the inner and got the passing lane, saved all the ground it could, Murray Mac, and it may have put its nose in front right on the line with Like Messiah just starting to duck in a little bit. Wait for the call, though. It's very, very close again, as it was in the Welcome Stakes.
Thanks, Rion. Pretty close. And we'll have a result pretty soon. Oh, it's pretty close indeed. The result, once it comes to hand: Casino Race 8, Jan's Lass $1.70, Kilmat City $5.20, and Panic Not at $9.30. Last couple moving in. Bob Lane's trackside for Race 8. Like Messiah gets it, and one for Mark Purdon's paid $40 at Addington.
Signal through. The money rolls for Race 8 tonight. The Farewell Maiden for Don Waldron is over the 4.
Like Messiah, Mark Purdon would never have had a horse in Australia pay $40 to win, you wouldn't think. $40.50 and $4.30. Win For You $1.80 and Spring-a-Lot $2.10. Quinella $120.90. Exacted $320 in the trifecta. $3,063 in 159 and 6. Our next race is race 7. It's a 1950 metre pace. Zuri $1.90. Joe Boy $20. Apache Blue Jean for Mark Purdon at $5.50. But time to head to Port Perry now for race number 1 and welcome in Jimmy Jakes.
Bruce's on the inside of Mystery Call and Fat Bottom Girl. First quarter, 32.3. Down the back, 700 metres to go.
And away, and Apache Blue Jean and Zuri just not as quick out as it, but wider out on the track. Hurricane Flyers turning on a bit of early speed. Now Zuri is starting to stroll through on the inside to take up the lead and hold it. They were followed by Citra Jati. Next on the outside is Joe Boy, a little wider out to Sunwatch, Armed Raider. Then came Hard Attack, is followed by Kahola, just not too bit wobbly round the bend. Kahola, but settling back, is followed just ahead of it by Mountain Sun. Up on the inside of runners to Class Action, and a gap to Gina's Brightest, and well back behind those runners now is Victory Walk's got a good way from them. They race into the back, the 3-year-old Trotters, and Zuri had no trouble holding the lead. The big strong fellow is about to be attacked though, and Sunwatch is coming forward around him at the 2000. Down the back straight they run. Apache Blue Jean has taken the trail for Mark Purdon, is followed by Citra Jati. Hurricane Flyer steadies into a 1-1 trail, is followed by Hard Attack the inside. Joe Boy outside that. Class Action and Armed Raider were next. They were followed by Mountain Sun in behind them. About a length and a half further away, Kahola settled into its trotting gait a bit better now, and 3 lengths to Gina's Brightest, and hopelessly out of it is Victory Walk. Down inside the 1600 metres they run, and Zuri controls the trotting Derby field by a length and a half. Looks to be a leisurely pace it's setting. The lead time hasn't gone up yet, but it's out in front by a length and a quarter. Apache Blue Jean in the trail. There's the lead time now, 1:19. Into the straight they run, 1400 left. Sunwatch is sitting outside the leader's wheel, is followed by Hurricane Flyer, Citra Jati, Hard Attack and Joe Boy. Class Action 5 deep along the inner. Armed Raider next to that, then Mountain Sun is followed by Kahola and Gina's Brightest, and gaps back to Victory Walk and Flying Nuns even behind that. So as they race past the winning post, they head for the bend out of the straight, and the first quarter in 32.6. Zuri strolling along in front, just doing it as he loves it by a length and a quarter. Sunwatch, who has been runner-up to him on 3 different occasions, now sitting parked outside, and Mark Purdon has Apache Blue Jean right on the back of the leader. Citra Jati follows that. Coming around them, Kahola making a line of 3 in amongst horses. Then as they travel out of the back, Hurricane Flyer is followed after those by Mountain Sun, Joe Boy and Hard Attack and Armed Raider. Class Action and Gina's Brighter. Second quarter, 32.7, 700 metres from home. Zuri by just over a length. Sunwatch next to it, Apache Blue Jean in the trail, and Kahola 3 out. Hurricane Flyers right with those. Citra Jati near the markers. Mountain Sun and Joe Boy followed by Hard Attack, Armed Raider, Class Action, and 2 to Gina's Brightest. Out past the 400 metres, Zuri's controlled the trotting Derby, puts a length and a half over. Sunwatch has been chasing him right throughout the season. Apache Blue Jean waits for the passing lane run, and Mark Purdon will be looking to take the 3 principal classics of the night, but it's Zuri going too well, I think, for him. And as they race down the straight, it's Zuri and Apache Blue Jean holding second. Citra Jati came through but broke, and Hurricane Flyer down the outside and further out on the track. Then they were followed by Joe Boy, but Zuri too good, and wins the trotting Derby brilliantly, and all the way win for Mark Jones. Apache Blue Jean, Hurricane Flyer, Class Action made up a bit of ground. Joe Boy, and alongside of those when they crossed, Gina's Brightest beat a lot home after being tailed off early, followed by Armed Raider, hitting the rest. Sunwatch, too much to do, sitting parked, and they were followed by Hard Attack, Mountain Sun, Kahola, and a gap to Citra Jati, which broke at a crucial time, and then Victory Walk and Flying Nun. Just too good and too strong, this fellow. He's the outstanding 3-year-old trotter, no doubt about that.
Zuri first out and first home at 140 and 104 over Apache Blue Jean and Hurricane Flyer. 1 to come from Addington. It goes at 8.7. Quinella 870. Exacta 590 and the trifecta $118.